Hello. My name is Shannon Ocker, and it's my goal to help people transform their lives and awaken their dreams. That's my purpose for starting this YouTube channel, Dreams Awakened. So, with that said, I'll start in. I am not a medical professional. I am not an expert of any kind. All of the information, tips, tricks, and all of the extra little special things that I have outlined and will be sharing with you is all from personal experience. It's all taken from my daily life. So, with that said, my daily life, I will explain to you how I got to be where I am, and do that in like 2 minutes because I don't want to take up a bunch of time with that because it's all about past stuff anyway, right? So growing up, I have always had a trouble with my weight. From about the age of 10 on, I have consistently gained weight probably every year. It's just, I was a really tiny little kid, but when I got to about 10 or 11, right about the time that my parents got divorced, I became a latchkey kid, and then I ended up, figuring out my own snacks and my own foods, and my mom used to let me have whatever I wanted as far as food went because she felt guilty for, anyway, bunch of stuff. So I learned some really bad eating habits, and I went on to be, in school to be chubby. Never was good at sports. Nobody ever wanted me on their team. So I would run a touchdown in the wrong direction or something stupid. So I never was really any good at athletics. So just my regular childhood playing around outside and things like that was my only real source of exercise. Let's see. So then I went on to become a fat adult. So food, I never really thought of myself as being a food addict, but getting almost to 300 pounds, I had to really seriously look at what that belief and kind of dissect it a little bit and decide that yes, indeed, I was a food addict. And I think the hard time I had processing that information wasn't because I didn't feel like I wanted to admit I was a food addict. I didn't have that problem. It's just when I think of an addict, I think of somebody like, your crackhead person that's standing on the street corner that's, fiending or, breaking into cars and things like that in order to get their food. Of course, I have done some pretty crazy stuff in order to get food before, but yeah, I mean, I never really thought of food as being a drug. Yeah, I mean, it is. It totally is. Don't get me wrong. It's just I had to come to that acceptance. I had to come to that place where that verbiage was something that I would accept. Let's just put it that way. Because I didn't really think of myself as, oh, I really need a hit today. Let's go get some chocolate. I mean, I didn't think of it that way. But it was a coping mechanism. I did eat chocolate to help feel better. And you know what? Food actually does release endorphins. It does help with your chemicals in your brain. So there is a real thing that happens when we eat. And there is a real reason why we feel better when we eat and why we gravitate towards food when we're feeling down or bad. There's a reason for it. I digress. So with that said, I decided in 2012, all right, I need to figure something out here. So I decided to have weight loss surgery. I figured that if I went the lap band route, it would not only be non-invasive or not as invasive as the bypass, At the time, they weren't really offering that much of the sleeves. This was 2012, so the sleeve had just come out, and it was pretty experimental at the time. They didn't really know a lot about it. Insurances were not really looking at that as being a viable option. So it was either the lap band or the gastric bypass. Well, I didn't want the gastric bypass because I had heard that the gastric bypass then would label you as being unhealthy for the rest of your life. You would have to be on supplements and everything else for the rest of your life. You would have a malabsorption with your food from having the bypass. So I decided that I wasn't that fat. So I went with the lap band. Now, the lap band worked to a certain extent. I lost about 60 pounds, but I didn't keep it off. I regained it plus 60 more. So now I'm in a place where it's 2020 at the time, and I am almost 300 pounds. I'm the heaviest I've ever been, and I have the gastric band, the lap band. And so, feeling like a huge failure, I had decided that's it. In June of 2020, I decided that's it. I will not gain 10 pounds a year. I will not do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be 300 pounds. And so I don't know what it was that finally clicked, but it made it to be whatever I have to do, I will do. Even going through the surgery. I mean, you have so many deadlines you have to meet. You have so many procedures that they check you out on. They check your esophagus. They check your stomach. They check this. They check that. You have to go to a psychologist. You have to work with a nutritionalist. I mean, you jump through a lot of hoops for 6 months just to make sure you are ready for this major life change that you're going to undergo. And that's fine, but it still didn't stop me because I still felt like it was going to do everything for me and I wouldn't really have to do the hard work. Now, the hard work is the reason why I'm here talking to you. Are you at that place in your journey, in your life? Are you at the place where you are motivated and you are ready to do something about your weight, your health? What is it that's motivating you now to say, I got to do something? Is it you want to get skinny? Is it you want to make more money? Is it, what is it? I would guess if I had to write down an answer for you or for myself, it would be change. Change is what is the motivating factor. You've decided that your life needs to change. And that's what happened to me in 2020. I decided I needed to change. And I knew that doing what I was doing wasn't working. So let's try something new. So I started a list of practices that I do every day. Every day. Yes, on the weekends too. Because in order to make these changes, we have to invest this time in yourself. Okay? So let me outline a little bit of the practices, what I call the practices. And these will be something you either can listen to me or you can think I'm full of hogwash. I mean, it's up to you. Most of this stuff I have learned by joining either groups on the internet, looking up myself on Google. So you can do the same thing. And if you don't like what I have to say, you don't have to listen to what I have to say. You can, take it or leave it. Or you can take just the parts that work for you and leave the rest. But I've got lots and lots of tips and tricks. And what I plan to do is that about every week or so, I'll add a new video with something new that has helped me. So, moving from June to now, which is in February of 2021, I'm down 30 pounds. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in full-blown menopause and you have the sleeve, not the sleeve, sorry, the gastric bypass, not even the gastric bypass. I'm totally off track now. The lap band, when you have the lap band, it's not a very successful surgery usually. And so it was something that makes the weight loss slower, and to me, and but I'm getting there. So I feel 100% better. I feel I have a lot more stamina, a huge amount of energy. My body is healthy. I've started growing my hair back. It was thin, was getting very thin. I've started growing my nails, have started being much stronger. And so I've gotten a lot of health benefits, not just the weight loss. On top of the fact that I believe that my mind is stronger. My brain and my mind is way stronger. Okay? So you can say to yourself, but it's too hard. It's hard. It's hard to do that. It's hard to lose weight. How many times have you heard that? How many people have told you it's hard to lose weight? It's so hard. Yeah, but you can do hard things. It's one thing I have learned in this year. You can do hard things. You can make yourself hike up a hill. And are you sweating? Are you breathing hard? Is your heart palpitating? Are you, is it hard? Yes, but you can still do it, right? You're still doing it. So just because it's hard doesn't mean it can't be done. So let's start with that. So practices that have helped me out, and then I'll start making a video every week, and you can come back. Hopefully you'll like it, and hopefully you'll come back, and hopefully I'll help transform your life, or it'll give you the motivation to transform your life and awaken your dreams. That's my main goal. That's why I named the channel what I named it. So here's the practices. First one is meditate. Okay, you're going to go, oh God, meditate. I don't know who's got time for that. Doesn't take very much time. You have to invest in you. Okay? You have to invest in you. You're important. You are important. There's nobody like you. Okay? We have to get rid of this idea that if we care about ourselves, we're somehow stuck up, or we're somehow flawed, or we're a bitch, or we're a jerk because we care about ourselves and we don't want people to stomp on us. Okay? So, meditate. Meditating is quieting the mind, learning to have a quieter mind. There's a lot of stuff going on up here. Constant chatter. Okay? We will a lot of times go and grab food because we just want silence. We just want to be in the now. We want to experience what it is to eat the food because it makes everything else go away. So, all right, meditation. Tons of information on the internet about it. Download an app and start it. It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to be perfect at it in the beginning, okay? So, moving on to the next one. A grateful journal, a gratitude journal. Okay, a lot of studies have been done showing that people that are grateful and have a lot of gratitude or count their blessings, so to speak, are happier, more joyful people. Isn't that the whole purpose of why you want to change your life, is to be more happy? Don't you want to be happier? Okay, so gratitude journal. Start out slow. I'm going to have a whole video on it, okay? Start out slow. Just get yourself go to the dollar store, your local Dollar Tree or Dollar General or whatever is in your area, and grab yourself one of those little notebooks, okay? That you don't have to feel bad about for screwing up the page, because I know that's how I feel. don't want to buy myself a fancy journal because I'm just going to write on it and I'm going to make it all messy. Okay. It's just an excuse. So just go to the dollar store, spend $1. You don't have to worry about messing it up. Okay. Next one is self-love. We've got to start working on loving you. Okay. Loving yourself / mirror work. And I'll get into that later. But mirror work is really, really, really important, and it's very hard. But remember what I said about being hard? Just because it's hard doesn't mean you can't do it. Okay? So, mirror work and self-love. Actually, it should go self-love and mirror work because self-love should come first. It is the most important thing. It's the one thing that's going to drive you through this is your self-love, because you want to love yourself and you want to be happy. Okay, so that's very important. Okay, you can tell how passionate I feel about loving ourselves. And I know it's super hard because we've been taught that loving yourself is, we're conceited, or I'm not talking about that kind of love though. Okay, that comes from fear. So anyway, move your body is the next one. These are all practices that we'll do every day. Okay, if you'll just try these things with me for 2 months, I promise you your life will change. It will change. It will change, okay? So give it a chance. You've got to give it a chance. You can't be good at it right away. That's why we call it practicing. We're going to do these practices because we're going to practice our life, okay? We're going to practice these things, okay? So move your body. And I'll have a whole video on moving your body. Don't get all panicked about, oh, I'm so bad at exercise. I hate doing exercise. I hate walking. I hate this. Don't think that way, okay? Because we're going to take the hardness out of it. Well, it'll still be challenging, but it'll be something you can do, okay? Nutrition. Of course, you can't think about a diet. Not a diet, but you can't think about losing weight without considering nutrition. Am I right? You have to consider nutrition. So, and I'm not gonna get on the soapbox and be preachy, and I refuse to do that. So I'm gonna give you tips and tricks and things that have helped me along the way. Okay, am I perfect all the time? Absolutely not. Who is? That's not the point of this. Okay, it's not the point. All right, next is water. Sorry for me looking over. I've got it all written down so I didn't forget anything. Okay, so water. Very, 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 very important. I'll have a whole entire video on just water. Okay, water. And accountability. So with accountability, what I've done is I have several accountability partners. I love you all. Love, love, love. So I've got many accountability partners, but you don't have to have an accountability partner. You can just decide for yourself what you're going to do to be more accountable. Now, why does Weight Watchers, why are they so successful? Because they have accountability. You go there every week and you weigh in. So you get good news or you get bad news. You get right then a snapshot of how your week went. Okay. So accountability. So I'll have the whole thing on accountability. So these are my things. I hope you will stay tuned. Get on this journey with me. Let's do this thing for 2 months. Give me 2 months. Okay. Keep it up. Every week we'll have a new video that'll focus on a new practice. All right. And if you liked this video, hit the like. If you didn't like it, hit the didn't like, hit the down button. I don't care. Share it if you want to share it with somebody. Subscribe, please. I beg you for your subscription. We can get further together if you subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notified every time I upload a video, and we'll work on it together. Okay? You be well, and I want you to awaken your dreams and change your life. Bye-bye for now.